another YouTube video on my channel. My name is Brittany, and today we are going to be doing just a normal beauty routine that I would do before work. This look is a little bit more glam because I did add glitter and I went a little bit dark on my eyes as always, but this is something that I would do every day. A lot of you have requested for me to do an entire face because I do a lot of eyeshadow videos, and I wanted to incorporate every single step that I would take in doing my makeup routine for you and just chat about topics that are happening right now, my feelings this week as we go into Thanksgiving. I am so excited to spend Thanksgiving with my family, and I hope you are as well, and that you have a wonderful holiday weekend. When you see this video, it will be Black Friday. Enjoy your shopping. Go out and get those deals. Try to stay safe and shop from home. A lot of places are doing online deals this year, and I'm so happy about that because I definitely will be shopping as well. Okay guys, so for my actual makeup routine that I use every single day, and not just when I am filming, because I change a lot of things when I am filming so that way I don't look as bad on here. But I am going to be starting with my eyebrows. So I'm taking the Jeffree Star eyebrow brush. I will link it down below so that way you know exactly what it is. And I'm going to be dipping into my Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm going to be using the shade Central Park for my eyebrows because they are really dark. I have like a soft black hair naturally, so it's not as intense black as if you dyed your hair black, but it is a very dark brown slash black hair color. So I always like to use like a darker color on my eyebrows. When I am doing the outer portion of my eyebrows, I will be moving my hand down on my eyebrow brush and going in a little bit harder just because I want that part to be darker than the front part. When I'm in the front, I'm going in and I'm moving my hand up on the brush and then going just in vertical motions to help make it look like real hairs and be a little bit lighter towards the front. I'm going ahead and dipping in, and then I'm going to start on the outer portion of my eyebrow so that way I can just get used to my hand being there. So I'm going in there and I am just following the shape of my natural brow, but I'm enhancing it a little bit and I'm bringing it a little bit further out. So you're going in the direction of your hair growth, and I'm just going up and over. And then I'm taking a little bit and I am just tapping it off. And this is when I'm going to go in towards the front. I'm still not towards the vertical motions yet, but I moved my hand back. And I am going to go right here and just help to shape that a little bit and just lightly tap that on vertically. And if you mess up on this part, it is okay because you do have time to go back and fix it. Doing my eyeshadow next and using concealer for that, it's definitely going to help. The next step that I go to in like a glam look that I do for work is to go to my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, the satin finish kind. So I just put a little bit here. And I do see a lot of people using brushes for this part, but personally, I like a beauty blender. I'm going to bring it a little bit higher. That way I don't have to blend as much with my beauty blender on this part of my eyebrow. So now I'm just taking my Real Technique sponge and I'm just going to pat lightly on the area that I have placed the concealer. Next, I am taking just a regular eyeshadow brush, one that I did get in my BoxyCharm. I'm going to dip into my Jaclyn Hill palette. This is the palette that I will be using for this video today. I'm going to start with the shades Silk Cream and MFEO, and I'm going to be blending those together to make a transition shade for my lid. The reason that I chose this instead of like a thick fluffy brush is because these transition shades are a little bit light for me, and I want to make sure that it's going to show up in the color that I want it to be. So I'm just taking this and I am going to quickly put it right here, right below my brow bone. I'm going to use the Buns color in the Jaclyn Hill palette. This is like a more of a red brown. This is also another one of Jeffree Star's brushes that I will link below for you because I don't know the name of it off the top of my head, and unfortunately it doesn't say on the brush, so I can't tell you. This was from his first brush collection with Morphe. I love these brushes. I know they got like a lot of criticism in the media and I don't know why, but I really like them, especially for someone who usually uses brushes from the drugstore. And I'm doing the same thing on this eye right here. And I'm just doing small circular motions. And then at the end, I use windshield wiper motions just to go back and forth. And then I want it just a little bit more darker and less red because I do have this cute star sweater from Altered State on. And it is more of like a taupey brown color. So I will be dipping into Mocha today just to deepen that shade up, and I'm going to mix that with the shade Chip in the Jaclyn Hill palette. And with this, I'm going to be tapping off my brush to the side because I don't want it that dark on my eyes. So I'm just putting this right into this outer corner here. And it is a subtle difference, but it's worth it. So while I'm doing this, I'm still doing those circular motions, and I just want to talk to you guys, like have a little chit chat, sit down conversation with you all, because it is now coming up to Thanksgiving. What are you guys doing for Thanksgiving? Are you having your family and friends over? Are you just chilling by yourself or with your spouse or with your kids? What are you doing? And do you cook for Thanksgiving? Because I am not I'm not the best cook. I don't cook often. Actually, my husband cooks a lot more than I do, especially with our work schedules because I work crazy hours and he gets off pretty early. But I do not enjoy cooking. That has never been my thing. Like my mom and sister and grandmother, they love cooking. They feel like that shows love to their loved ones, and I don't feel that way. Like I do not get satisfaction off of cooking and cleaning. I feel like it's a chore. I mean, sometimes I enjoy it whenever I do make something and it miraculously turns out good and people actually like it. I'm like, wow, I guess I can cook a little bit, but I hate cooking. I think that it's a chore. It's not fun for me, and I'm just not that type of girl. So, do you cook with your family? Because I don't. And also, are the holidays super stressful for anyone else? When I was younger, I used to love the holidays, and these were like my favorite times of year. And I still love Christmas, but now that I am getting older, they are just becoming more stressful, and it's like more arguments are surrounding in the family, and instead of the family coming together, which is what it's supposed to symbolize, even though that's not true history and we all know that, it doesn't feel like that. It feels like it's tearing families apart, and I just don't think that it needs to be that stressful. Like, and if you don't want someone over, don't have them over, and I really don't understand why that's such a big deal with other people. I know in my family oh, sorry. What am I doing? I'm going on a rant and I'm not even telling you what I'm using. So I'm going to be using my NYX Glitter Primer. And this is my favorite primer for anything, any type of metallics or glitters that I'm doing on the lid. I think it's like super important to prime. And this time I'm just starting with one eye at a time. And then I'm going to be dipping into my Tarte Rainforest palette. I'm just going to be using the darker gold shade in this palette. I know my lighting is about to blind y'all, but this one right here, this is one of my favorite colors to use. But as I was saying, I feel like a lot of families stick by the motto like family is family and everyone needs to be included, and we should accept all others no matter what they do because they're your family and you should love them. And to me, that is a abusive behavior being taught. Now, my belief system might be different than yours, and I am a Christian, and I love everyone. I really do. I love members of my family, but I don't really like their ways all of the times, and it is okay for you to separate yourself if they are being abusive, or if something is very stressful for you, or you do have something like anxiety, depression, anything like that where they are not helping you, or it is not helping your mental state to be around that person, it's okay to take a break from people. And I just want you to really know that, because that has come up recently with my own family. And I just don't think that everyone's on the same page with that. But I do believe that it's okay for you to take a break and get away from something that is abusive or mentally hard for you. You have to do what's best for your own health and what you think is right to do. Whether other people agree with that or not, that's their problem. So you should never feel bad about making decisions to leave a situation that is unhealthy for you. I also think there's a lot of bravery in apologizing to people. And I'm going in with that same darker gold color on the other side. But I think people have this misconception that their pride is more important than saying they're sorry. I will always say that I'm sorry. If you tell me that I have deeply hurt you in whatever way, even if I don't think that I'm wrong, I will still say I'm sorry, because sometimes people just need to hear that. And it's 2 words. It's not that hard to say. You are sorry for something. However, I think that has to be displayed on both sides. You can't always be a person that's constantly apologizing when the other person is causing problems as well, and they're not willing to sit down and have a conversation. So that works both ways. And so for my inner corner highlight, I'm going to be using the Jeffree Star highlighter in the shade Ice Cold. This is his Skin Frost collection. Look at that packaging. Isn't that pretty? I feel like highlighter is moving out. Like, I feel like it's on its way out, and that more people are going against that metallic-y highlighter look and going more with like natural looks, which I'm actually excited about, because I've definitely made the move, and I never felt like metallic highlighters looked that great on me. I felt like they always left like a gray cast, but we'll see what the makeup world decides to do. And while that is really pretty, I want to add a little bit more sparkle, because remember, this is going to be a glam look. I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Liquid Glitter Eyeshadow in the shade Flirty Birdie. And I know what I'm about to do is not something that most people would do with their eyeshadow, but I'm going to show you why it works in just a second. So I am going to start by putting this all over the lid, and I'm just getting a little bit of sparkle with it. I'm not adding a ton, and that's going to make it wet. And it's going to leave room for me to add the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the color Amaze. Let's do it on my hand, so that way you can really see. Don't come for my wrinkly hands. It is winter time, but oh, look how pretty that shadow is. I don't know if you can see it, but it has like little silver pieces of glitter in there as well. But it's so foiled, and it's such a pretty color. And I am going right back in over that color that we laid down. And this is also a gold color, which is why I wanted to use that gold from the Tarte Rainforest palette. And then I'm going to go back over it with the e.l.f. And yes, it does matter. I have tried to just do a metallic and go over it with the e.l.f. and it does not come out as pretty as this. But when you layer it up together, it is so beautiful. Look how pretty that is. I know you can't hardly see me that well, but we'll cut that back on. But now I'm going to go in. We're just going to add that eyeshadow right back onto the lid and make it a little bit more sparkly. So this that I'm about to use is the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Long Wear Foundation and Concealer. It's all in one. I've talked about this as well. This foundation is my absolute favorite foundation ever that I have ever tried. If you know a good one, let me know what you think about that down below. And I am just going to go ahead and put it all over. And now I'm going in again with the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the satin finish. And this is in the shade Light Beige, because I didn't tell you earlier. but it is on that drugstore video. And I'm just going to go in right here, here, in the center of my face and right up under my eyes, and we are going to dab that on. So now that we have that done, I am going to be taking the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in the shade 20 Light Medium, and I get quite a bit in the cap, and then I'm just going to take my beauty blender and I'm going to set all of that foundation and concealer. I will be using the e.l.f. Primer Infused Blush in the shade Always Rosy, and I'm just going to take like a blush brush. I normally use this little brush right here from Ulta, and I'm just smiling to get that little cheek, and then we are going to go up. And when I'm going up in an upward motion. I'm not dragging it back down on my face. Next, I will be bronzing with the Hoola Benefit bronzer, and this is in their original shade that they first came out with. And I have just the mini one from Sephora. If I buy the big one, not only is it super expensive, it takes me forever to go through it. So I'm just going to suck in my cheeks and go right up here. Anytime that I'm touching my actual cheek, I am pulling up. Anytime that you see me going back down, I'm moving away from my cheeks. And I'm going right here up on my forehead, and I connect it to these little baby hairs right here because I want everything to look blended. And I want to look bronzed. I'm going to be highlighting with the Essence Pure Nude highlighter, and this is so inexpensive and it's such a pretty like natural color, but that is what it looks like. It's just like a peachy kind of color, and I really like it on my skin. And then I'm doing a little bit icy like a throwback highlighter with the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Skin Frost and Ice Cold, and I will also swatch that for you to see. So this is the two together. As you can see, you can't really see the essence right here is the first one, but you can definitely see this like ice cold right here. And first doing the Pure Nude Essence one, and that gives like a little bit of a sheen right there because I did build it up, but then I'm just dipping into that Jeffree Star, and we're just gonna add it right on top just for a little bit more of a glow today. And we're gonna do it right here on the lip, and I always just do it on the bottom part of my nose just to make the nose shiny. We're gonna go in with the Maybelline Master Precise All Day Liquid Liner, and I believe this is just in the shade black. Hang on. It's in the shade matte black is what it is. So I am gonna get I'm gonna get a little bit closer to you so that way you can see definitely what I'm doing. And I don't want to get too close because I want to be able to edit this and make it full screen. So hopefully I can do that. Maybe I should scoot back a little bit. And I've never done this on camera, so it's going to be hard for me to talk. But basically, I'm just going to go here, and then I'm going to go back over and go out. And I'm going to try to do a little wing for you. And then I'm going to go back and fill in all of this stuff down here where the powder took it off, because you can see it looks like a point to my eyeshadow, and I don't like that. So first, before I do mascara, I'm going to go back in and I'm going to fill in what is up underneath my eye. And I'm going to go in with that same color Mocha. And we are just going to use like a flat shader brush. I have glitter on mine currently, which is why I'm wiping it off right now. But we're just going to go in with something like this so it's easier to get right here with. I'm just taking a little bit of gold. I'm going to dip right back into the same palette that I used on the lid. And I am adding that right here. And I'm mixing it with that Jeffree Star highlighter right in that inner corner. Just because I'm getting tired of looking at my lips, I'm going to go ahead and go in with the Infallible Pro Matte Liquid Lipstick that I showed in my last video. And this one is in the shade Now Caramel. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara. And this is just their darkest black color, but this is what it looks like. I only use the green one, and we are gonna go in and add a coat of mascara first. Now I'm very particular about my mascara, so I hold a mirror right here and I look down in it, and I take the top of the mascara brush and I'm just separating my lashes with it. This is going to help it not end up super, super clumpy. So we are going to keep going with that. And now that they're starting to look a little bit longer, I'm going to keep doing the same thing and separating them. I really love how the glitter turned out on my eyes. I'm really into glitter lately. And I smoothed out the blush and the bronzer because I went a little bit too much in this video. It's hard for me to see when I'm so far away. But this is what it looks like, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I had so much fun just talking and hanging out with you all. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it or you want to see more makeup looks on this channel, leave me a big thumbs up. Talk to me down in the comments. A lot of you watch this video, but you don't interact with me, and I love talking to you guys. I love talking to you guys about the videos, about what you think. Leave your honest opinion down below, and be sure to hit that subscribe button on your way out, because what are you doing? You are missing out on my videos that I post every single Friday. If you want to see more fashion, makeup, and beauty overall, hit that bell so that way you can be notified every single time that I post. I love you all and have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video.